everyone.
Oh!
With your host, Max.
With your host, Max.
Max! Wait, no, you're John.
I'm John.
Max
And
John.
me, Eric. And we're doing a thing now that you all should check out, other than this.
What is that thing?
Why, I'm glad you asked.
Me too.
Metal Gear Monday!
It's gonna be fun.
So what we're going to do, you notice we've been doing some Let's Plays and kind of stuff lately. We're going to do the entire Metal Gear series.
The Metal Gearies.
What? Now, do we have an order?
In one night. What?
Do we have an order?
I do.
Like,
I'm not
Metal
Gear.
Gear, and then Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, I'm going to screw up the order intentionally.
All I know that we need to do is we need to do
So here's,
Peace Walker and 3 by themselves to take a break from Solid Snake.
here's what we're doing. This is the order that is in my mind, okay?
Okay.
We do Metal Gear 1. We go right into Solid because fuck you, Metal Gear 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to do Metal Gear 2.
Yeah.
And then we're going to play Katamari Damacy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Right in the middle.
Metal Gear Solid 2.
And then we're going to watch Miss Congeniality.
We're going to take a break from Metal Gear, but still on Kojima. We're going to do Snatcher, followed by Police Knots.
All jokes aside, I would like to watch Miss Congeniality.
Let's do it.
What about Miss Congeniality 2?
Memory card movie
You know
night.
what? I didn't see that one. Not interested.
Hey,
I
guys, we
had
should
my,
do
I
that.
had my experience with it.
Why
done.
won't you see the superior sequel? That's like seeing, what the hell's that movie? Legally Blonde and not seeing Legally Blonde 2.
You know
what is wrong
I
with
think I did the same thing there too. I don't think I saw the second one.
Don't you mean Legally More Blonde?
Legally Blonder.
Legally or Blonde.
So we're doing Metal Gear. We're going to start with this Monday with Metal Gear 1. And we're every single Monday come back to us as we'll play some Metal Gear game. Or Kojima game.
Did you say Sunday?
Someday.
Oh.
Someday. But they're going to be up every Monday. And
It's a Monday.
The
on
goal is to
Sunday.
make it a dependable, weekly, reliable thing.
Yeah, which is why we're going to fail.
It's going to be great.
I
Get
like it.
excited. This has been a good episode. I think we
Yeah,
can
all right,
wrap
we're done.
things
Bye,
up.
see ya.
We're
See
good.
ya.
We're good. All right, let's wrap up now.
Okay.
We were talking about it a little bit before we started recording, about like, I don't know, half an hour ago or something. And Eric brought up a really good point, which is that like the three of us come from very different parties in terms of experience with Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
And I think that'll make it interesting. Like, explain what you said, just for.
So Max has never played any Metal Gear.
You got nothing.
He knows
Kind of.
nothing
We did play for like 30 minutes at John's house once.
of
Yeah,
Metal Gear
yeah,
Solid
that's true,
1,
that's
but
true.
like he barely knows the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, I mean, it's like not even the tip.
To him, he
Yeah.
thinks it's a military game.
Yeah.
And then you got John, who knows all things Metal Gear.
Right.
And then you have me, who knows more than him.
You know,
Because I'm aware of
you're
the
so
stuff.
deep into Kojima's career specifically as well.
Yeah.
Which, I've never played Snatcher.
I mean, to be fair, I've
so-
never personally played Snatcher,
Well, but you know
but I'm
more about
aware of them.
Yeah,
and
like-
I know that Snatcher is sort of a canon game in the Metal Gear universe.
Mhm.
So
So that's
it'll
why we're
be-
going to include that.
It'll be fascinating.
Mhm.
And he's never played... correct me if I'm wrong. You never played Metal Gear 1 and 2? You never did
I've
those?
played...
Did you beat them?
No, I didn't beat either one. I think I've played them both very briefly because they're on Metal Gear 3.
Yes.
And I've explored the shit out of Metal Gear 3.
I've been
Subsistence is the one I
been
played.
playing the shit out of
And,
Metal Gear 1.
Actually, I had a lot of fun playing Metal Gear Online on 3. A lot of people don't remember that.
I never-
That was one of the first online games the PS2 had. There were only really a handful that had an online mode worth playing. And Metal Gear Online, it was Metal Gear 3, you had to buy Subsistence, which was kind of like a re-release of the game, and it had a bunch of extra modes, and like an Ape Escape mode. There's like an Ape Escape mini game inside Metal Gear 3.
Okay, so
You have to find all the apes. And
Oh, yeah.
a bunch
I
of
just-
nonsense.
They
I
cut
just
that out of the
realized
HD version.
So I had Ape Escape games. I played the fuck out of those on PlayStation.
Mhm.
There were Metal Gear Solid sections in those games, and I didn't realize what they were.
Really?
Just now, it's all coming to me.
I didn't know that.
from like a decade ago.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
switched them. They're in Metal Gear Solid 3. This is not an HD collection, which sucks. But in Metal Gear Solid 3, there was Snake versus Monkey, where you would have to find all the monkeys to Solid Snake. It was like a bonus extra thing they threw in.
So they were in each other's games.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Why is that? Like, how did that come about?
I don't know.
Do they
Is Ape
have...
Escape Konami? I feel like it is.
I don't know. I've never looked into Ape Escape enough.
I don't know anything
to know
about Ape
that.
Escape.
Those games are really fun.
They are, yeah. Like there was one on the PSP that I played that I thought was pretty fun.
Yeah.
It was kind of a watered down
I want to
experience.
say I had Ape Escape 2 on the PS2. I want to say that was the one that had Metal Gear nods in it.
I
Like,
Those were popular.
I got screwed over with Ape Escape because I rented it and they didn't tell me I needed the DualShock. So I'm like, how do you play this? And I didn't.
You went so long without the DualShock.
definitely need a DualShock.
You went so
You
long
physically can't play that game without
you
the
actually your Psycho Mantis experience was ruined because you.
I also didn't have any Konami saves on my memory card, so
Oh.
I didn't get to enjoy. Do you know any of these references to what
No.
we're talking?
What?
Like with Metal Gear.
Maybe we shouldn't.
No, I'm just asking a question.
Oh,
Okay.
Where on the information do you know about it? Like, I know you know it's popular, but do you know, like,
Okay.
what do you know?
All right, here
Before we go.
here it goes. All right, so there's a Psycho Mantis, right? And he's like, hey, where's the party? That's all I know.
So do you seriously
What half a
not,
game?
like, no fucking...
I have no fucking idea.
This is going to be the best
That's why I
fucking
love this.
thing
Yeah.
I
ever.
have no idea.
I'm
And you're
so
gonna like it
excited.
too. I think you will. I think.
Forget
you're gonna
Nick.
like
I don't know how he doesn't like this series.
Yeah,
It's
Well-
made for you.
It's it's.
I'll
it's
tell you
just-
how I missed it, and
That's not on PC.
It's well, that's not. I didn't play PC games till I graduated high school properly.
Oh.
But what made me not play Metal Gear was I was too busy playing DDR and Pump It Up rhythm games. That's all I did during high school.
Real games.
That's a fun fact about me. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it, but I pretty much didn't play video games while I was in high school. Like, I really didn't. I didn't play a lot of games. I played a lot when I was younger. I played the fuck out of my PlayStation 2 and my N64 all the damn time. I hit high school and the games just didn't really happen. I really just played arcade games. And then after that, it blew the fuck up. I play games more now than I ever have.
I had a similar timeline to that. What pulled me back in though was the PS2.
Yep.
Like that. Like I played Crash Bandicoot and stuff in like the mid '90s, and then like the late '90s I played a little bit, and then really it wasn't until about like 2005 or so that I was completely out of it. And then I got into it like when I was either a senior in high school or about to graduate. And
Yeah.
God of War, even though God of War was a few years old, God of War was the first. Like I saw it on sale and I was like, oh, Greek mythology and violence, okay, I'll play it, whatever. And it was like $10 or something, and I just had a fucking blast with it. And then God of War 2 was about to come out when I bought God of War 1, so I beat it and then got God of War 2 immediately. Yeah. And so then I was back into it, and I've been back into it ever since.
You know what it was for me? I was at my friend Adam's house, and Adam, like, he had been playing like World of Warcraft like nonstop, and he wanted to play like anything else because he'd been playing it for so long. I think he still plays it, which is insane. Like, it's been like, holy shit, probably about a decade. But and we're not very old. And and anyway, so like he had, gosh, what was it? It was Half-Life 2 Deathmatch, which is like, if you bought Half-Life 2 on PC, like even back when it was in a box and on CDs, it would come with, gosh, what was it? I have it in there. It was Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and 2, Half-Life 2 Deathmatch, and then Dave Defeat, and finally Counter-Strike Source.
Wow.
And so I wanted it for Half-Life 2 Deathmatch of all those things. That's probably like the least popular. Like everyone knows DOD, Day of Defeat, and Counter-Strike, and Half-Life 2.
When people bought Half-Life 2, they didn't even like know.
Deathmatch is like still fun. Well, I'll show you later too. It's great.
Mm.
It's great. I love it. It's just imagine Half-Life 2 mechanics, except it's just it's multiplayer. Just kill each other. It's stupid.
Mm.
It's great. I love it.
Sounds fun. Sounds like a winning combination.
It's weirdly like it's one of the most hours I've ever put in a game on Steam. Like Half-Life 2 Deathmatch.
Wow.
Like it. I didn't realize it at the time because I didn't know anyone who had Steam.
Is it still your most played game?
No. I want to say TF2 is actually.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
I bought that later. Not that much later because it cost something when I bought it. It's free now.
Yeah.
But so I played a lot of that. I just played first-person shooters. That's why I started PC gaming. Was first-person shooters like Half-Life.
That's definitely the way to do them if that's what you're into.
Oh,
PC
yeah.
is definitely the best.
I did that. I started with those games. And I realized like I cannot go back to first-person shooter on console. I can't do it. Really, the first game that I totally embraced that was first-person shooter on console since then, which has been a long time, is Splatoon.
Mm.
Like
Is
that's
that
really
first
it.
person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's third person.
It's third person, but I can see why because
Well,
you have
still
the
a shooter.
tilting as well.
Right,
Like you have more control with it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm pretty, like, I don't know. If there's a PC version of a first-person shooter, I'm playing that. I will not play the console. Because it's just like, wow, I'll take like 80 years to turn around. Cool.
I've been getting a lot better at racing games on PC.
Yeah. They're
Really?
playing a lot of Rocket
Yeah.
League, too.
I would
know why.
imagine that, like,
Yeah,
are you
great.
using a gamepad or because like
No,
with
I've
a
been-
keyboard, I just imagine like forward.
Well,
left,
given
right.
it's not like a complicated racing game. I've been playing Sonic Racing
Yeah.
on PC.
Mhm.
I
And
do too.
for I can't get the PS4 controller to work with it.
Really?
Like I can get it to work with Steam,
I think I know why.
and I know it's
Question.
there.
Do you have Windows 10?
Yeah.
That is a reason because there's been a lot of compatibility issues now that
Well,
Windows
I
10
might have
came out.
tried it before I got the 10 update. I don't know.
I can't speak for
But,
that, but I
there'll be a
know
workaround in a
I don't
week.
know.
and
But
hopefully.
the point is, I wanted to play the game so badly that I just got used to, keyboard racing.
Yeah.
And it's still not. I still would probably be better with a controller, but I'm competent with it now.
Yeah.
Mm.
I got to the point where I can do
Totally.
it.
I usually play. I usually play GTA 5 with a mouse and keyboard. As much as I would rather do the racing or like the driving parts with a controller, it's like, well, I don't know. Everything else is better with the mouse and
Well,
keyboard.
one of the nice things about GTA 5 though is you can set up in the options which one to use with gamepad and which to use with keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
So you can just go like, boom.
Yeah, I could just set it over there on the desk and just pick it up if I wanted to. But I don't know. I don't want to do that. I'm like too lazy for that. I just want to keep my hands in like the position.
Mm.
What are you most excited about for 2015 holiday season?
Man, that's hard to say.
If you had to pick.
A lot of stuff that's come out that I was excited for already came out, but so I'll say like Fallout, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's great. Like I got into the Fallout series very late. I picked up Fallout 3 like last year, and I actually had Fallout New Vegas before 3. I had New Vegas, and I'm like, this is okay. I get it. It's fine. It's fun. Whatever. It's like
Pretty bad.
It's like Skyrim but different.
I think that like 3 and New Vegas are great for different reasons.
And I picked up 3 in a sale. That's very. I agree with you. I picked up 3 in a sale like out of nowhere. I'm like, well, I've heard a couple people say 3 is the better one, and that's the one people talk about way more. So I'm gonna get 3.
Fallout 4. That's your big Fallout 4 is your big game.
Yeah. As far as stuff that's going to come out, Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I picked up Fallout 3. I like it way more than New Vegas. It's way better. It's way more fun. It has a little more soul in it, in my opinion.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. I like New Vegas.
New Vegas is fine. And in some ways, it's actually better, like technically speaking.
Yes.
But you're right. The third one has more soul.
I think what it is that New Vegas allows for you to fuck it up more because there's a lot more under the hood, but at base level 3 is a lot better.
Yes.
In terms, like if you're looking at it in
I was more
terms
engaged
of
with
pure,
3.
3's just better, simpler, and has the funniest scene in gaming. Pine Sign Slasher, if y'all remember that.
So what's your big holiday season expectation?
I got 2, but one of them isn't certain to come out, but everyone thinks it does.
What are you talking about?
Well,
what are you talking
the
about?
most obvious one comes out in less than 2 weeks, and we're obviously going to be freaking out about it.
The first, right?
The first Metal
Special
Gear.
edition will be arriving at my doorstep from Amazon.
You son of a bitch.
It comes with a robot arm.
We have to play the multiplayer, by the way, in October.
I can't
when it
buy
comes out.
anything forever because I bought that share.
No.
Yeah, you're done. You're done for a little
That
while.
put a dent in my finances.
Oh, speaking of which, Metal Gear Solid 5 is coming to PC.
Ooh.
So if
Eventually.
you want... No, they said day and day.
Oh, well, the
You're getting it.
multiplayer is going to be later, is what I
The
thought.
multiplayer is late for everyone, but
Well, it's gonna be later
you
for
can
PC.
get the new Metal Gear. So when we finish, don't even worry about a console, baby. You're set.
I hope it's
coming.
Steam.
It will be Steam.
Okay, good.
Ground Zero is on Steam right now.
Alright.
So you will be fine, crystal clear.
You know,
You may
funny.
want to go ahead and get Ground Zeroes and get familiar with it.
It's very different from the. I'd say wait a little bit until we get farther into Metal
So
Gear.
how is Ground Zeroes and what's Phantom Pain? Is that what's called?
Grand Zeroes or Ground.
What are they in relation to each other? Are
Okay,
they both
let's-
5?
here's
I don't know.
the deal. Here's the deal.
story.
Okay.
So Ground Zeroes was Konami being a really cunty company and saying, let's release the first mission of the game as its own $40 title. And then we'll make a real version of the game with like dozens and dozens of hours and make that the real version.
Okay.
And everyone was like, what? And then everyone got mad.
Weird.
Yeah, I mean, it reeks of a corporate decision.
Now,
And not,
Kojima
creative
did his
decision.
best to fill it out with as much content as he could with like side stuff. But you can tell, like, it's only... It feels like a playable demo. It feels like a vertical slice of what's going to
It
be
feels like a
beforehand.
big ass demo, but it is a demo. It definitely feels like
It
a
has
demo.
less content than the. Well, you don't know what this means, so. Ugh, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
I know I do that.
You're right. It's like if it were a free demo, you'd be like, oh, this is a really impressive demo. But the fact that it's $29.99 or whatever it is now, I mean, it really probably shouldn't cost more than $15. You know, but there are a lot, you know, there's several missions, even though it's the same map. You're just different objectives.
Yeah.
But it's a big ass map, and there's a lot you can do in it, and there's you can collect the patches and stuff, and it's like an impressive demo that would be impressive if it weren't a bunch of money. If it weren't,
Yeah.
It's also
$20 a
really
month.
hard.
It's hard as shit.
And Kojima already said that the real game's not going to be anywhere as hard as that game.
He seems to like.
It's just like
I actually really didn't know a lot about Kojima before PT came out. I really wasn't aware of who he was because I hadn't played Metal Gear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, man, he seems to be going through some shit lately.
Yeah, PT
I feel
is
real bad
fucked
for
up.
that guy
PT is fucked up.
because he seems so cool and he makes all this cool stuff and nothing's working out for him. Sorry, man.
It was
Yeah,
on
you're
record. This shit's been going on for like 8 months now. So he could have left, but the reason he stuck around is because he wanted his series to end well and because he wanted to get the fan. But like
He's been in it forever.
But like they fucking send security to make sure he never leaves his office for 8 months. This guy was a legend. This is a guy who Stan fucking Lee gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award and started like this guy.
They treated him like just some kind of like any other expendable employee. Like they just treat him like shit.
Nuts, man.
And he puts them on the map. I mean, Konami. What else do they have right now?
I think what it is that he was someone who was really pissed about Ground Zeroes and the microtransactions they want to do and all these corporate shit and turn it into pachinko and whatever. And he just cares about his games and his fans and his series, and he doesn't want to fuck it up. He's an artist before he's a consumer. And you'll see as we go along with this, the man's fucking insane.
Yeah.
And I love him for it.
I mean, I saw PT, and he's
PT's so good.
PT
so good.
will give you hints
love
of what
PT.
Metal Gear is to come. Like just fucking, I am so excited just for your reactions of things for Metal Gear.
Related to Guillermo del Toro, related to PT, he said that he's never working on another game.
Yeah.
He's too frustrated with the way it turns out, and he kind of threw in some like I assume it was a sarcastic comment about how every time he joins a game it fails and he doesn't
It's
want to do
happened
any more
twice.
games. Well, I'm
He
sure
had Insane, if you don't remember. Like, he did a game called Insane, and then the studio fucking fell apart.
right.
And then he worked with Kojima, and then the studio fucking falls apart.
The thing is, if you make Pan's Labyrinth, you don't have to do anything else. You just fucking
You
did
do what
it.
the fuck you want at that point.
You just fucking did it.
Dude did Pacific Rim. That guy does whatever he wants.
He did. Did he do Hellboy? Hellboy 2?
Yeah. He did Hellboy.
I love Hellboy.
Yeah, that was
Hellboy 1
great.
and 2 are great.
Yeah.
I keep hearing rumblings about a third one, but I never see anything.
It's
official.
probably not happening.
I like how much it
Pacific
doesn't feel like a superhero movie. I love how it's its own thing.
I love Hellboy.
I have I have a big thing. I love movies that are about superheroes that don't feel like a superhero movie. Fucking love them.
You ever see Spawn?
Yeah.
That's a good example of
It's
that.
exactly what it is.
That's
Yeah.
a total. That movie totally stands on its own.
Another one that's like,
Oh,
this
it's
is
great,
kind of like a point of contention, but like Man of Steel, it's not really a superhero movie.
Yeah,
It's
but
really not. It's a sci-fi movie. It's really
The
not.
first 20 minutes of it, absolutely.
Yeah.
On Krypton, and like that could have been its own movie.
It's really a sci-fi movie. I don't feel like it's. I
I'll
don't
say
love
this,
it.
I
But
can see why you'd say that.
You guys hear the news about Man of Steel 2. I'm going to be honest, I kind of hated Man of Steel. But
That's
George Miller is directing.
ooh,
The guy did Mad Max. And Mad Max was the new Mad Max is probably one of my favorite movies ever made. I love that
He
movie
did a lot
so
of good
hard.
stuff. I'm blanking
Have you
right
seen
now.
Fury
but-
Road?
No.
It is the most badass fucking movie I've
Did he do that?
Yes. He directed the original trilogy and the new one. Like he's only done two things, which is Mad Max and for some reason Babe, the pig.
I don't know. I love that movie.
I do too.
Diverse
but,
career.
but
That'll do,
the
Pink.
new Mad Max was probably the greatest fucking movie I've seen in like over a decade. Like, see it. That movie is insane. I love that movie the more I think about it. But yeah, he's doing Man of Steel too, and I really hated the first one, but if he's attached, it's gonna be fucking amazing.
So you would say Probably Metal Gear 5 is your most anticipated game coming?
It was Metal Gear 5 or Persona if it happens. Because they've been saying the end of this year, but we have no release date, and it's like almost September.
Hoping they'll leave enough room at the end of that game for Person B.
That would be nice. Persona B. I see what he did there.
Dancing All Night.
Yeah, I don't know Vita.
They have enough room for 25 more sequels.
There's so much stuff on the Vita that you would like. There's so much weird Japanese stuff.
I mean, I'm interested in it because Miku Hatsune is in that game.
Don't you mean? I
don't challenge him on it anymore. This is just what he does, and I will do it.
I'm not calling her Hatsune Miku.
We should mention this. So this is just like a random thing because this reminded me. Okay, so we talked about this in our last podcast, and by last podcast, there is a lost episode of Memory Card Radio.
Don't worry, it's for the best.
It's garbage. It's garbage.
It's the last one we recorded. My fucking recorder that we're using, it just.
He pulled out his dick. It was a big problem.
My recorder just fucking stopped, and we had. I went to go stop it, and it was fucking off. Speaking of which,
so it was a shit episode. It was a shit episode, and the audio cut out less than halfway through.
You didn't miss anything except for me trying to set up the Metal Gear series.
What was that purse thing we did? You said I want a purse, and I said I want a purse first, and you were like, you got that first purse first. And that was funny, but that's gone now.
I don't even know.
It's all gone.
But like half of the audio was recorded. I feel like I want to hoard it just for if we get like a big following and they go and they see this episode from then it'll be like that was like 4 years ago. And they see this episode and they're like, hey, you guys still have that footage of that lost episode? And we go, yeah, we did.
Yep. It's on VHS.
It's on VHS.
10th anniversary of Memory Card Radio.
Oh God.
We're
coming up on the first one.
We will put Smash Mouth music in the background.
I feel like it's been going on way longer. We have like Aerosmith and shit. I feel like it's been going on way longer.
And then like we'll have a fan do lip reading and then put captions on the second half hour of the
24-hour Twitch stream of the same 30-minute clip.
It's gonna go on the Green Ray collection because it's Blu-ray now. It'll be Green Ray.
Is there a green Shrek disc? There should be a Green Ray.
There should be.
Like I'd buy it.
Microsoft can make it. Sony's Blu-ray, Microsoft can Green Ray.
Oh.
Nintendo can make old Ray that no one wants.
Purple Ray. Oh no, that was Sony too.
Brown.
Because the purple disc was on the PS2. Huh?
Well, they have blue and purple.
Why were they purple? Most of them were black.
Well,
some were purple, and I'm like, cool.
At
why?
first they were blue, and I'm not. There was a reason for it. I'm not sure what it is. I'm sure somebody knows, but they changed it, and then when the slim PS2 came out, it had problems playing some of the blue discs. So there is a difference. I just don't know. I don't know the inner workings of it. But there is a difference, and there was a reason for it.
Hey, so I don't know if I'm the only one, but does anyone else really like the black PS1 discs? I love getting black PS1 discs.
You can buy DVD. You can buy CD and DVD-Rs that are black like that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I never understood why they stopped doing it. It was so cool.
They look really cool.
Like
although it damaged the hell out of those discs. Were the easiest things in the world to scratch.
Oh yeah, PS2 games were pretty fragile too.
Either they were easier to scratch, or they were equally easy to scratch, but you could see the scratches better.
Yeah, sure. Maybe that's the reason we're done.
You could shine the light on because it was like piano gloss.
Oh, it's like
you could shine the light
jet black.
Yeah.
I think my copy of Tekken 3 is black disc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the PS1 games are black.
I think. Really?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they were.
Like 90% positive.
No, they were.
PS2 was the one that had like blue for like a year, and then they went.
They just had silver.
DVD.
They just had silver. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And PS3 just Blu-ray discs, and they were tough. And all mine are scratch-free. I'm not particularly careful.
Cases. I had my little brother's pretty bad about it. Sorry, Sam. At least when I still lived at the house, like man, like you have the friend that like so imagine that in this chair manual there's a disc in it and it's like a PS1 disc or whatever. You're like, oh cool, the game. All right, well I'll set it on the carpet face down here and while we put the new game in, and just stay there.
I'll just rest my foot on it for a little while.
Oh god, it's a nightmare. I hate it. Fuck. I have friends like that too, so I have a couple discs that are kind of fucked up because I let people borrow them. Unfortunately, one of those is my Katamari or my We Love Katamari disc. It still works, but it's occasionally it'll like freeze for a second. Like, I know what that is. Yep. Alex, you motherfucker.
I had an amazing experience.
I know exactly where that scratch is.
I haven't talked to him in like 7 years, and I'm like, you motherfucker.
You just call him one day and be like, listen, what are you talking about this?
Call
it's
him
been in
by
my
name
head
all
for
the
almost
way.
a decade, and I'm tired of it. No, but I had an argument with an old friend when I had a PS1 and he had an N64, and we would debate about which one was better. And I'd say, well, CD can hold way more data than a cartridge, and they're cheaper to produce. I mean, so ultimately it's the future. And which is a solid argument for like a 12-year-old kid to make. And he would say, yeah, but they can get scratched. And like even today, I'm like, that's such a bullshit thing. Like, I mean, you just treat it right. Don't be an idiot.
If you just don't scratch it, then
put
it
in the
doesn't
fucking
matter.
case.
Unless it's Final Fantasy VII. I had one disc in Final Fantasy VII that was in the back of my car, completely clean cut, hidden underneath one of the seats that was in there for 2 or 3 years. Sticky, disgusting, scratched up. Here's the amazing thing. I still own it. It still works.
How do you get one disc separated from the other discs in the first place?
That's a good question.
I want to know how that happened.
I don't know what happened.
Was it 1 or 2?
It was disc 1.
Okay.
Well, I thought there were more than 2.
There are 3.
Oh shit, that's
there
right.
were 3, yeah. That's a
But
big
it was
ass game.
disc 1.
It's those pre-rendered backgrounds is probably what took up all the fucking space.
Yeah.
They looked nice. The foreground shit looked awful, but the background was.
Well, the backgrounds
really
were pre-rendered and like the FMV. That's why like
All
the
the
FMV
music.
in that game's so good is because the background is FMV. So
You know
like
what's interesting about that game, especially, is okay. So you know how it's Final Fantasy VII is like it's
Pretty good.
pre-rendered back. It is. It's pre-rendered backgrounds with 3D models, right? So
Resident Evil did the same thing.
except in combat.
it looks right.
Oh,
of
that's
course.
true. Yeah.
It looks good in like coming from a PlayStation, but if you bought it on Steam like me, it's still fun, but it's like okay, so all of a sudden we have these computers now that can render like really flawless shapes and stuff. So you have these like really crisp shapes with these like really blurry backgrounds.
Well,
it looks
I mean-
really bad on Steam. I like it. It just didn't age well. It's
I
fun.
think a remaster
I think
is
it looks
what's
charming over
happening.
time.
it is happening. Got
And-
announced
and it's-
during E3.
And well, not the remake. I was talking about a remaster from last year. Like they are remastering. They're gonna pretty it up.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna remake it and say fuck that game.
I'm just skip-
But like those
skip that
backgrounds,
remaster.
those backgrounds are so fucking beautiful.
They're quite
I mean, like
And
what was
they've aged just fine.
what was hilarious is the character models are just really
abysmal.
hilariously bad. Which is funny because it wasn't PS1's fault because like Final Fantasy 8 and 9 looked great.
Yeah, they're totally different.
Completely.
Totally different. Yeah.
And then 7 they look like. But it adds a charm
Oh, I
to
think
that
so.
game.
I agree. I agree.
And
Like
every
Cloud
time
in the
I-
wheelchair going.
Every time I come back to that game once every like 2.5 years or so. I'll sit down and I'll play it for like a week, and
It's
I'll either
like
beat it
the-
or I'll get close to beating it.
Linda and I were replaying it this summer, and the thing we were shocked to find out because we haven't played it in years, that game holds up. Like the writing, I thought the
What, 7?
translation, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like that game holds up really well. Which surprised me because I kept thinking like, Barrett's gonna be unbearable, and it's really the whole game's pretty still well written.
Oh,
It's got
yeah.
occasional translation stupidity, but like
You'll
you'll
have that.
aged really well considering. It's a pretty good game.
Just them polygons.
Them polygons, but it
Look-
has a charm when you look at
And
it.
later on in the
20
PS1's life cycle, the polygons ended up looking pretty good, and games would modify the art style to kind of match the jaggedness of like Crash Bandicoot's art style is totally. You can tell it's totally modeled around the limitations of the PS1.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
everything looks perfect, even though it's like jagged and weird. Does that make sense?
Ocarina of Time is one of those games. You can tell, these people, like, you can tell from, like, little details. Like, in Ocarina of Time, I don't know. I guess you're not that familiar with it, are you?
I own it. I haven't played it.
I don't know. Of course, the Kokiri have, like, pointy ears, right? They're kind of like elves. But so that's the thing, is it's like, okay, well, Kokiri have pointy ears. We're going to use triangles. Like, they were real smart about, like, their limitations and how it worked in the design. Like, Zelda has these really stupid ears, but it just works. I don't know. It's good. Like, Ocarina of Time is great.
When we get there, Metal Gear Solid looks I think it's because the art design behind everything is so fucking cool.
Well, yeah,
Even though like the character
cinematography.
model, well, not even just that. Like I'm talking purely in terms of character models. They look cool because the guy who fucking drew it before they made the character models made the coolest looking shit, and they literally just adapted that. So everything that's weird about the way they look just makes it look even better.
I just want to get to the Sniper Wolf part.
All of it is so good.
It's such a transformative moment in gaming, in my opinion.
Psycho Mantis is
That-
9.
Psycho Mantis is really good too. It's hard to say, but
Hey, where's the party?
I mean, yeah,
That's Batman.
that
though.
changed everything. When he came in and said, "Hey, where's the party? I
He
got a
keeps
mask.
saying-
Hey, where's the party?
I got a mask. With this week's
I'm Psycho Mantis, where's the party?
The worst thing
Put
about
your
that
control on the floor, hey?
is that a guy in the fucking sequel says, "Where's the party?" So he's got his people mixed up, and it just fucks with.
Where's the party?
Laugh and grow fat.
I'm Psycho Mantis.
My name is Metal Gear Solid.
My name's Metal Gear.
Laugh and grow fat.
My name isn't Metal Gear, it's Link.
Snake the princess is in another castle. Go away.
I had this joke that I used to do all the time. It's kind of hard to explain, but you know how like.
No.
Okay, so it's so fucking hard. It's weird. Okay, so you know how in the movie Frankenstein, the monster's name isn't Frankenstein. He's just the monster.
Everyone calls him that,
And it's
but
Frankenstein's monster.
Frankenstein is the
Right.
scientist.
And people are always really keen to point that out all the time. He's not Frankenstein. He's Frankenstein's monster. Like,
I
but
just
like,
did.
I just like in every situation.
You're really
Right, it's true. Well, in every situation, I do it too. But in every situation where there's something similar, I always like will tie it back to Frankenstein somehow. Like,
It's such
Let's
an
talk about,
easy metaphor.
they'll see like Link and be like, "Yeah, there's Zelda." I'm like, "That's not Zelda. That's Link's monster." So like, I don't know. I just always tie it back to Frankenstein. It's so stupid and like weird and like it's hard to understand at first, but like. I have like 2 people in my life that know what.
I've known both of those things for so long, and I felt the exact same way, but I've never realized that they're the same thing like that.
That's not Zelda. That's Zelda's monster. Talk about Link.
But everyone always, like people who don't know very well, think, "Oh, look, that's the character Zelda."
Talking.
That's not Psycho Mantis, it's Decoy Octopus.
That's Metal Gear's.
That's not the president of DARPA, or that's not the DARPA chief. Donald.
They're looking at Snake. That's not Metal Gear. That's Metal Gear's monster.
That's not Jim Baker.
That's Metal's Gear. Okay. God.
Metal Gear! I'm really excited. Get excited for Monday.
There's another game coming out that I haven't talked about, but it's coming. I don't know if it's this year. Probably gonna end up being next year. But are you either of you familiar with Clock Tower?
Yeah.
Like the old. Okay, yeah, Scissorman.
Snip. Yeah.
So you played the first, the American first Clock Tower.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the
So
other
I played 3. The PS2 one is the one I played.
that one was okay. It had nothing. It was nothing compared to the first,
Well,
like PS1. Have you not played that one? We should do that one.
No, I played the Super Nintendo one.
Okay, well that one's good. That one's a lot like the one on PS1.
Okay.
But anyway,
some point and click, man.
The people who made that are working on a new game that's a spiritual successor to Clock Tower,
Ooh.
and they've been calling it Project Scissors for a long time.
It is a spirit successor.
And they've come out and said that it's actually going to be called Night Crime, and there's going to be a character in it with scissors, like Scissorman, but they're calling him the Scissor Walker,
Oh, that's awesome.
which is such a badass fucking name.
It's
I love
it's
Kickstarter.
the ukulele.
Yeah, it's a Kickstarter thing,
It's
yeah.
the ukulele of Clock Tower.
It's ukulele but horrific,
That's great.
It's amazing the
and
shit
it's going to be
that's
point and
come
click.
back.
From what I can tell, it looks like it's going to be.
Kickstarter's brought so many things back.
Yeah, I'm so excited. It's called Night Crime.
Did you ever see John Tron's Clock Tower video?
Mm-mm.
I feel like you'd enjoy it. We'll watch it.
Is it the PS1 Clock Tower?
I think so. Do you
No, I think
see
he
it,
did
right?
the Super Nintendo one.
Did he?
I think so.
can't remember.
Well, they did a Clock Tower 2 on PS1 as well, which was okay.
Hmm.
And I still can't decide if it's really related to the first Clock Tower or not. Maybe someone can correct
It
me.
might
but-
just be like a series of just.
Well, there's a character that's in both games. But this, or at least she has the same name. The Maxwell. Helen Maxwell's the blonde lady in the first Clock Tower on
Right.
PS1.
Right.
And there's this other person who mentions the curse of the Maxwells. He says that Maxwell curse, and I'm not entirely sure what that's a reference to, but they're linked ever so slightly, I think.
Okay.
But at the same time, like you never, like they're so different. I mean, it's not. It's
Yeah.
like it's such a negligible link. But it's a weird situation. And then the third one is like kind of.
What's the name of the company? That's I don't know.
Well, it's a Kickstarter now, so I imagine it's just
I
like
forget.
under
Well,
a new company.
Maybe it was Human Entertainment. Maybe the guys there developed it.
I got a question.
They left that and they're their own little thing now. But totally different now.
Yeah.
I got a Kickstarter question in general. Do you think, because I know this kind of backfired for Kenji Inafune, that these studios are just making like spiritual sequels to stuff as their first thing, and then they're going to do original stuff after? Because you got like
Maybe.
Yooka-Laylee, and you got like all these Kickstarters are like, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Do you
okay
think?
with that? If that's
Well,
what
like,
it
do
is.
you think that's all they're going to do? Is just keep doing like, hey, here's another Castlevania.
Here's another Banjo-Kazooie.
Here's another band.
I think-
forever.
As long as they make games that are good, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay either way as long as the games are good. But I suspect most of them, if they're Kickstarter, like the ones that are real successful, like Mighty Number 9, like
I don't know, that backfired, mine number.
Well, it's
because they
gonna
tried
make a lot of
Red
money.
Ash.
It's gonna make a lot of money.
No, Red Ash failed. It didn't even reach the goal.
Mighty Number 9 didn't.
No. Okay, the people who made number 9 had a second Kickstarter,
Mm-hmm.
and it failed. Right? It was supposed to be the spiritual successor to Mega Man Legends.
Okay.
And what happened was it came too soon. They didn't explain
Well, that
properly. And
does-
then they got a publisher last minute, making the whole thing irrelevant.
Yeah.
And it didn't make its money through crowdfunding.
That does kind of answer your question, though, I think, because I mean, if they're gonna make the big one that they want, to get everyone's attention, and that they probably also still really want to make. But how could you not want to branch out a little bit as a developer, making the same fucking game over and over and over? How could
Well,
you
that
not want
one
to
was
maybe try
more.
something else?
That one was more iffy because, like, I mean, you all can see this on the internet, but the short version is they didn't. Like, Mario Number 9's not out yet, and they're already asking for more money.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had a Kickstarter along with that, with a different Kickstarter, make an anime based off a game that they have a Kickstarter for.
Are you wondering if they're going to just end up going from reviving
I'm
their old
asking
thing
in
to...
general with Kickstarter, do you think that these companies, because there's a lot of them that have just been re-bringing back franchises, are going to come up with new stuff and get that crowdfunded? Or do you think it's just going to be through nothing but we know how to do it? We'll just go nostalgia.
I mean, it just
You know, I'm just interested.
I think it's an entirely solid way to start. Especially
It's a good start point.
Yeah, I mean, why
I'm
would you start
asking,
that
I'm
way?
asking we haven't reached a level where there's time for it to happen. So I'm curious.
Yeah, we just have to kind of wait and see. I guess.
I think ultimately it probably will. I mean, even though the thing that you're talking about failed, that the people who made Mighty Number 9
Well, again, it was.
I think it still
different.
shows that's probably an indicator of a trend. Probably. I mean, why would they not want to?
Well, again,
come back to that.
because Mario Number 9 never came out. Like they were asking money before they
Mhm.
made a game. Was the biggest problem, and then they had to.
I think
They
it'll
were
happen-
extra scummy. They were extra scummy around it.
I think it'll happen organically for a lot.
But then
A lot
on the
of developers.
other end, you have the people who made Wasteland 2, and then they went ahead. They're working on Torment now, which is fucking awesome, and it's gonna be great. But it was another sequel to something
Mhm.
that already existed. Except they explained why they needed the money now. They're like, our art people aren't doing anything. We might as well get started, and they at least made it clear enough. And then everyone's like, oh,
Well, that's fair.
yeah. And then Wasteland was great, and Torment's gonna be amazing. So
There's that.
I don't know where we're gonna be in 5 years. And
Dead.
with the way is it just
President Trump.
is there gonna be like 2 AAA games a year and then just everything just be on Kickstarter?
2 microtransaction games are gonna be Call of Duty and
It's like
Battlefront.
Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty every year, and then everything else is gonna be Kickstarter.
You can buy bullets with money in Call of Duty.
Bullet bills.
It's the DLC. You can buy a bullet bill as bullets in your gun in your Barrett 50 cal in Call of Duty.
Barrett from Final Fantasy VII.
huh.
Okay, I'll buy it. I'll
Black Ops 3,
pre-order
Black
that
Ops 3
DLC.
beta is available now, isn't it?
Okay.
Does anyone give a shit?
No.
I sort of do. I like the Black Ops 1 and 2.
I really like
never played
Advanced Warfare, but
General
like,
Petraeus was in Black Ops 2. It's crazy.
I really loved Advanced Warfare. Like,
Mhm.
I'll be honest, it was a great game.
Sure.
But, when it comes to Call of Duty, I no longer will ever have hype. It was one of those things where it comes out and I'm like, is it good? Yeah, it looks
Did you
pretty
not
good.
like Black Ops?
I liked Black Ops the first, but that was literally right when my liking of the series kind of ended and I stopped caring.
Black Ops 2, you should try that. Just
Modern
story mode.
Warfare-
I think it's good.
I could, but I feel like it'd be a step back now because Advanced Warfare kind of like revitalized it a bit. is what I keep hearing. And I did like Advanced Warfare, but it is one of those games where it's like, I enjoy this. I wouldn't pay $60.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wait,
I skipped Ghosts completely, and I skipped Advanced Warfare completely.
Advanced Warfare is really good. Advanced Warfare is basic. It's Halo. Advanced Warfare is not a Call of Duty game. Yeah. That game is Halo. That game has double jumps and dashes and running on the roof.
Which
Dog!
I had Modern Warfare 1 and 2. I enjoyed them. And I had Call of Duty 2 on PC a long time ago. I love dogs.
I liked the World War II Call of Duty games on the PS2 that really kind of first...
Yeah.
Well, like before Call of Duty got super huge, but they were still big.
I'll say, in that era, I was playing Medal of Honor.
Yeah, I was too. I kind of avoided Call of Duty for a little while because I was so loyal to Medal of Honor.
Did you have European Assault?
Loved European Assault.
My favorite.
You could command your troops in that, and it didn't always work quite right, but it was cool. I like doing that. And what was really blew me away. Actually, both of these games was Frontline blew me away. And,
Frontline was good.
And the one about the Japanese end of World War II. What was it called? Rising
Sun.
Was it Rising Sun?
I didn't like Rising Sun.
I liked it.
Rising Sun, I liked it, but not as much as European Assault.
They had that strong first level. Like Frontline had D-Day, the first level, and then Rising Sun had Pearl Harbor as the first level.
Oh, like
those were great.
The Pearl Harbor scene was great, and then everything after in Rising Sun, I remember one was like...
It got kind of average after that, but I still thought it was solid. Frontline was probably better overall. But, I mean, Call of Duty on PS2, or not Call of Duty, but those two Medal of Honor games on PS2 were awesome.
Well, I mean, Call of Duty was made by Medal of Honor vets. Mm-hmm. The first Call of Duty was made by people who worked on, it might have been Frontlines, but like the best Medal of Honor. And then they said, basically EA or whoever the fuck was in charge said, you can't do what you want to do. Mm-hmm. You have to make, like what, you know that scene in the first Call of Duty where you don't have a gun and you're following a guy and then you get shot and you get his gun? They wouldn't let you do that. Mm-hmm. And that was the reason they formed their own company and made Call of Duty. Oh. And it was great. And
they were right to do that.
And I don't know, I have a weird relationship with Call of Duty, which is, yes, it comes out every year. And it's like oversaturated. And when it does that, like all series that come out every year, eventually you kind of dislike it. Because it keeps coming. And then you don't, like I don't give a fuck about Assassin's Creed anymore. I don't care.
I didn't care about that franchise for so long.
But I was so into it when it started.
Mm-hmm. I only have Brotherhood, and it's okay.
Metal Gear Solid 5, I cannot wait for it. To be fair, when did Metal Gear Solid 4 come out? Like, how many years?
2009.
2009.
I think.
Okay, now I know Peace Walker
might be 2008.
But like that's still like a 6-year gap. So when you wait
gap.
that long, you're foaming at the mouth. This is why GTA 5 did so well. Everyone was foaming at the mouth. They're like, I haven't played Grand Theft Auto.
You get like 2 of those in a decade.
But when you keep doing it yearly, it's probably great for profits, but it kills the love for your franchise because eventually it's just like,
I mean.
Okay, I wonder what you're going to announce at E3. A new one?
I don't know what the figures are for Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed as far as the money it brings in. I'm sure it's a ton, but the thing about...
Unity really hurt Assassin's
Well, the thing about Grand Theft Auto 5 is it made $1 billion in like 3 days.
Yeah.
And I think it cost about $500 million to make. So they doubled, their input. They got that back and then twice that in 3 days. So, I mean, what can you do with the second $1 billion you couldn't do with the first $1 billion? I mean, do you really need to put some out every fucking year? Grand Theft Auto 5 made so much money. So much money.
Yeah, but there's
and that's for 3 days. So, I mean, I'm sure, it's been, how long has it been?
Well,
2 years now? It was 2013 game?
I read the lifetime sales recently, and I can't remember what it was. It was some ridiculous number, though. Because, I bought it twice. Well, I do. I have it on PS4 and I have it on 360. Mm-hmm. And the PC version's the best version, so you got the best, as always.
Absolutely.
Enjoying that.
Speaking of which, did you hear what they're doing with Grand Theft Auto on a console?
No.
You know the editor, the machinima thing they have for Grand Theft Auto on PC? The Rockstar editor thing?
I guess I don't use it. So no.
Okay, well, it's there. We're getting it on consoles. Machinima is coming to PS4.
I didn't know that existed.
It's coming.
What is it?
We can make Machinima with Grand Theft Auto 5 on consoles.
What is it?
What's Machinima?
It's when you make a movie with your game. You know what Gary's mod is?
Mm-hmm.
Think of that for Grand Theft Auto.
So it's like Source Filmmaker, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, that's really cool.
So it's going to birth a whole new franchise, probably.
Well, like they already.
Somebody's gonna make something
Well,
crazy.
it's just gonna be a free add-on, and a free patch. Like that's fucking insane. The shit
That
they
is
keep
insane.
adding. You know, like you had Witcher just recently like patch in New Game Plus, just for free. Just here you go.
Something that probably should have been included from the get-go. It's good.
It's free. I mean, like you kept patching in content in the game that's like fucking 70, 80 hours.
I didn't use that feature. That seems really cool.
Yeah.
I love New Game Plus. In any
Skate
game.
3 did that well, weirdly enough. Although all the things it didn't do well, it did its replay movie feature thing really well.
Are they making another
Skate
Skate?
2.
I think they're making another Skate. Or maybe that's Tony Hawk.
I hope it's
Yeah.
I was gonna say I hope
Badass.
it's as broken as Skate 3.
Why is it bad?
Have you seen Photo?
Yeah, they changed the art style. I thought that was kind of a good idea.
It helps, but it's masking like that game.
It's just developed
That
poorly.
game looks like a. Did you play Tony Hawk HD? The
I played the
last
ones on PS1, and that was it.
No, well, I'm talking about super recently. So basically, it's
Never
It's-
soft.
it-
The never soft ones.
well, it's from a different studio,
Mhm.
and the last one they made looked like Tony Hawk, did not feel like Tony Hawk, and it was it was a downloadable thing. And the worst thing is they're calling this the new Tony Hawk for $60, and it looks about the quality of the $15 game that kind of sucked. It does not look up to the
That's
standards.
not a pre-order title for me.
It's.
I mean, the only games I pre-order are something like Metal Gear 5. Something that I know is going to be amazing, and I know I'm going to want day one.
I mean,
That's what I'll pre-order.
they added
That's
the cell shading in a month's time because they were masking the graphics.
Yeah.
This is not a game that they had figured out.
It might
This is a
make it
game
run.
they're like, oh shit, we gotta hide it and gloss
Might
it.
make it run better too, just because it's simpler.
Well, no, it's the same game. They just put a coat of paint on it.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's all they did. It's kind of cell shading, just by its very definition, is like we can't make a game look good, so if we just smear it with stuff, it's gonna
It's
look
never an
better.
art style choice.
No, it can be.
Okay.
Like Jet Set Radio is an art style choice.
Right. That's
This is a
perfect.
case where they just gloss shit over it and hope it works. Word.
Word.
How long have we been recording?
About 50
No.
minutes.
Damn, we got an episode.
Long boy.
This is pretty
much.
good.
Well, make sure if you're
Monday.
Metal Gear Mondays are going to be a thing, and if you're listening to the audio version on mobcast.com, check out the video version on youtube.com/memorycardradio. If you're watching the video version, check out the audio on mobcast.com, and there's lots of other podcasts.
You can
But a lot of
listen
people
to us
know-
as you work out.
Yeah, and some of us kind of appear on other podcasts here and there, and it's
true.
It's a big thing. A lot of Star Wars.
Yeah, a lot of our voices are in Star Wars.
We're on
I
other things.
narrated like 2 or 3 of them. That shit's fun.
I was
Yeah.
a gringo.
Gringo.
Which didn't require a lot of research on his part.
I did a lot of voices for the California Raisins.
Did you do the Star Wars thing?
I did. I narrated 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
The new one, I don't know if that's done yet or not, but there's a new one that he's working on right now. I reprised his Han Solo,
Sweet.
so that'll be fun.
Carter does a mean C3PO.
Yeah, he does.
I've always made Scotty angry at me on purpose. Because I say CP3O.
Ooh,
And
just to piss him off.
I do it intentionally. Because I always know, but he gets mad, and it's funny.
I sent Scotty.
I hope he
I'm gonna
watches.
start saying D2R2 to him and see if he gets mad.
Like he
R3D5.
he thinks I actually think that, and I've just been rolling with it.
CP3. CP3.
Do it. I'll start mispronouncing R2D2.
It's too late.
Let's see how
for
long
you.
we fuck with him.
He's gonna watch this. He's gonna know.
Oh shit. Well, I'll just cut this out.
No, don't cut this out. I want him to find out.
Yeah, maybe he'll piece it together himself.
This will be how we find out if the Mopcast people listen to our show.
This is your test. If you actually listen to us, this is the test. Are you failing or are you passing? We'll find out. In the future.
And one day you just say Star Wars instead of Star Wars. Same spelling, but it's
Anakin Skywalker. Anakin Starkiller.
Anakin Starkiller.
That's a joke because Skywalker was originally Starkiller.
You should let me do Ralph Vader,
Bobby Vett.
the master of the Sith.
The capuchin hacker fucker.
Darth Vader.
The
Ralph
canteen
Vader.
store.
Alright, that's the end of the episode. I love you. Bye.
Metal Gear.
See you Monday with some goddamn game.
I love you. Walker. First one. One day I want to wear those sunglasses and just fuck with everybody and just be like,
I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the right sunglasses guy.
It's not sunglasses.
That's the wrong guy. That guy doesn't do that, the other guy does.
no!
This is
And
not
then
gonna
you
be.
can be like,
What's
hello
wrong?
everybody.
What's wrong with the world?
Is this gonna be convincing?
It'll be fine.
Probably not.